So which wolf will you feed? One makes you strong, one makes you weak.
Well guys, here I am again, finally got the strength to come in for treatment, and this week we'll start with apheresis, taking my blood out basically. So. Yeah. Okay, so we asked the nurse why I'm all of a sudden so exhausted, and she said it's quite common. So look at me, I literally just want to go to sleep. There's so much stuff going on with my body, it's really hard to keep up because you just don't know what's going to happen from each moment, you know. I mean, 4 days ago I couldn't walk. But I will say, throughout my journey in Tanzania, certain persons have been used by God to deliver messages to me. And one lady called Tracy, who has a children's book which she wrote called Rainbow Heartlight, I think is the full title, Ollie Bear, about her grandson who needed heart surgery. And she delivered messages, and they've been so correct and prophetic over the years, it's unreal. And yesterday she said that she'd heard a voice say a message needed to come to me, that I was going to be reborn like a phoenix over the next year, and I would become stronger for it and more capable. That was nice. I wish I had a time machine so I could go through that year, but then I would remember the lessons, I guess. So now I will have the vitamins, a massive dose of vitamin C and glutathione, which is a toxin binder. One thing, Aslan's down here, the hospital gave him a box of toys to play with. But one little thing I thought I'd say, because there's some wooden stuff in there which he's playing with. Fritzy and I made a decision to not let Aslan use plastic toys. So we're only letting him use wooden toys. It's just, plastic is so destructive. I can't get with the idea that for my son to play and have fun, he should contribute to that destruction. Especially where we live in East Africa and there's no plastic recycling and everything gets burned. It's just heartbreaking, really. It's disgusting when you see all this plastic getting burned. So our little boy only plays with natural, and in that form it's wood. But if it so happened that we could get hemp plastic, I'd use that to biodegrades, but I won't use normal plastic for him. I also think a lot of these modern plastic toys are not that good for children. Loud noises, flashy lights, I really don't think they're that good. They're just pulling children outside of themselves and with loud, flashy, distracting noises. And it's fun for a little while, but overloading a child with all of those things, so they have lots of different things that do that. I feel like it makes, I mean, from studies I see as well, makes children struggle with focus, you know, so it's better to do it that way. Anyway, just thought I'd say that, but nothing else to talk about as I lay here with this going into my arm. So this machine here is doing electromagnetic biofeedback on my body, but at the same time it's speaking to my damaged systems, autonomic nervous system, things like that, and it's slowly telling it what the normal behavior patterns and frequencies are inside the body. so as it can try and remember its homeostasis and what it was before this foreign invader was there, so to try and re-jog its memory. So I'm going to go off, relax, enjoy this. Today's preparation to strengthen my body as much as possible for tomorrow, which will be the big day, which I'm not looking forward to. So, because naturally, seems last time I was taking the drugs, I nearly died from my heart swelling. It's in the back of my mind, so I'm nervous about that. Anyway, okay. Okay, so day one of strengthening my body is nearly over, and the doctor is coming to our home at 7 o'clock tonight to do a few other things as well. And then tomorrow we will begin the hard part and the challenging part. So, but I'm feeling good, and I'm really doing my very best not to do too much, not to push myself. I think I haven't been very good at resting this last year, and I think Aslan, I think it's only recently, to be honest, that I've even. Hello. To be honest, I think it's only recently that I've actually even admitted to myself that I'm truly sick and I need to stop. Because in hindsight, after July, I should have stopped. But I kept going so I could get the new children's home built, which it's not sensible. It's just stupidity. It just doesn't fit with my normal rationale. So, but anyway, onwards we go on the road to recovery. Come on. So I'm gonna go off and eat some hummus and sit in the botanical gardens in Hamburg, because I haven't been in nature enough lately because I'm stuck in the city. But the universe is doing all it can to counteract that, believe me. First time I stepped out the door for 10 days of being sick, and in the middle of Hamburg, a squirrel walked out in front of me. This is totally bizarre. So, and then literally like 10 meters away from our door in the city centre, a squirrel. So, anyway, love you all, and off we go. We had to stop for a family lunch, which is this one is turmeric hummus. Turmeric is really good, anti-inflammatory, and someone said the other day about it being a hybrid, and it actually, funnily enough, makes me want to tell you all something. So I am now eating a purely alkaline plant-based diet by targeting only the natural, non-hybrid plant foods of the planet, which is the style of Dr. Sebi. For those of you who don't know who Dr. Sebi is, he was a healer, a very successful healer, and he advocated the idea that Eden, as Genesis 1:29 said, I give you every fruit, herb, bearing seed to be your meat. Then those plants actually don't exist in the world in the entirety, because a lot of things are genetically modified, or we have bred them and they don't have the original molecular structure. So I'm giving it a go. I'm trying it because a few times God has led me to this.
So the idea of eating original foods from the planet have always been with me. I've always wondered when I looked at, for instance, the instruction of the Bible, Genesis 1:29, I give you every fruit and herb bearing seed on the planet, and for you they will be your meat. The first commandment for food for humans is that of a vegan one. But I always wondered how different the food is these days when I was vegan, and it's not as high in nutrients at all. And I see it compared to fruit, for example, in Tanzania, is much more satiating than fruit here. There's more sugar in it, or in avocados, there's more fat in it, there's more size. So Dr. Sebi worked out which foods are not hybrids. Not that all hybrids are unhealthy, but just to try and get back to original food that nature and evolution had created. So I've toyed on and off all year with Dr. Sebi's diet because I wasn't quite sure, but I'm going to give it a try, and I'm going to give it a try for this reason, and this is why I know that eating plants is the way for me to heal. I lay down fleeces in life. I often do not take action until I have a response from God to tell me that it's a good way to go. And by that I mean, with many things I'll make a decision and I'll say to God, I need this sign to say that I'm going to do this, or this sign to say I'm going to do this. And I will get the signs. And I say laying down a fleece because of the Bible story of laying a fleece, and the ground has dew and the fleece has none, and vice versa the next day. So I do that frequently as part of my world. Fritzy knows it well. I can ask for certain monetary donations, bizarre amounts, and within 24 hours they arrive. If it's urgent, for instance, opening the Street Boys home was done via such an event. I said, give me a donation of this amount, an amount I'd never had in all of the year. And the next morning it was there, so I knew to go and look for the property for the Street Involved Boys to stay in. So the other day, I don't know who you are, and I haven't replied to your email, but I'm going to later this evening, and you might get that reply before you see this video. But I prayed about Sebi's diet, and I was basically asking, is that going to be the best option? Is that the most healing option for myself, the Dr. Sebi diet? And I said to God quite simply, I'm going to leave it open and say, give me a sign. Just any sign that this will be the best healing path for me to go on. Because I'd already had a few little signs and synchronicities throughout the year with it. Didn't tell anyone that I was doing this except Fritzy. And literally a few hours later, I got an email from someone. And the email name is simply an angel of Christ. That is the name of the email. And the email has nothing in it except the link. There was no hello, no hi John, no read this, just simply an email saying angel of Christ and a link. And the link was to the friends or the associates of Dr. Sebi, like a website with his community, if you like, of people who follow what he learned about the alkalinity of the additional alkalinity, I should say, of non-hybrid foods on the planet. But however the science works, I don't know, and I haven't tried it fully yet. I've tried it on and off, but I haven't tried it fully, so I'm going to try it fully now. I'm going to eat the foods that I find on this planet. Plant foods are my option, and they will be the original foods that the planet and nature offered, not ones that humans have bred and interfered with. And I'll see how that goes, and I'll give you feedback and let you know, because I don't know yet how that will go. So, onwards and upwards.
I needed to see you. Another day. I needed to see you. Another day.